Hey guys, it's Solly. I'm going to show you 3 exercises you can do at home. Very simple, no equipment needed. And it's going to be focusing on 3 major joints. It's going to be your shoulders, the spine, and then the hips. So if you're 30 years and plus, you're probably becoming more aware or are already aware of like how important it is to stay mobile and moving freely. Let's get started. First up, we're going to be working on the shoulder joints. And if you just think about your shoulder, we can do quite a lot with it. So we can go forward, back, midline, and then out. We can do rotation. So now we just want to use the shoulder in its almost full capacity, okay? So I'm going to use a wall or a door frame or whatever you have. And I want to block my other shoulder and my spine from moving when I'm doing the move, okay? Because the goal is I just want to move this area independently of anything else, right? So I'm nice and stable with my legs, I'm nice and stable with my core, and then I'm nice and tall facing forward the entire time. And then I can actually work on improving that specific area. Okay. So I'm blocked, I'm nice and tall, and now I have my arm in front of me. So I'm starting with this rotation. Palm is facing forward, and then I'm now going to lift my arm, my shoulder up, and now I start to do this rotation. So the palm is now facing the ground, and then as I continue the rotation, the palm is eventually going to be facing the ceiling. And then now I have the back of my hand facing my pocket. I stop there. And then now from there, I now reverse the movement. So just reversing everything you just done. So go slow to obviously understand the movement and to actually then feel what your shoulder is doing. So I'll show you a couple more times. And then you can always replay the video and try to get a better understanding of the exercise. So I'm nice and tall, this shoulder is nice and stable, staying in the same position. I just work on rotating that bad boy. So let's say the goal, when I bring my arm overhead, I want to have my arm as close to my head as I can, right? It would be nice to do the rotation here. But yeah, this is going to be quite challenging, but you're just trying to get your arm over here. You don't want to do, you want to avoid, like, yeah, doing this, right? So more, if I just show you from this angle, so more, nice and tall, coming up, everything stays still. Now going into that rotation, keeping my arm as close to my body as I can. And I stop here by the pocket and reverse the movement. Feel the rotation. All right, second one. Now let's focus on the hips. So the hips, just like the shoulders and many other joints in your body, requires, or let's say they crave, rotation. So the hips crave rotation, and most likely you're actually not getting that much rotation in the day, right? You know, we don't rotate our hips that often. So this is something that can be quite beneficial to do for your hips. So let me show you. So I'll show you, it's called the seated 1990. I'll show you the first variation, and then I'll move on to a progression or a regression you can do instead of it. So from here, I'm starting, I'm nice and tall. My feet, or let's say my legs, are in a 90-90 position. So 90 degrees and 90 degrees. And I try to not like crunch like this, but I try to be as tall as I possibly can. So trying to be as tall as I possibly can. From here, I now rotate, coming to center, and then I go over to the other side. So still keeping that 90 degrees. as you're doing the rotation, so nice and tall, think of rotating as well, like yeah, from the hip, but then also from your heel. So this will help with the transition from side to side. If you're finding this challenging at this current moment, you can use your hands for some assistance. So bringing the hands back, shoulders back, chest up, nice and proud. And then now rotating, rotating, rotating. So as you do this, you will be moving. Like if you start over here, where I initially started, after a few repetitions, you're gonna end up all the way over here. It's fine. Just try to prevent it a little bit. But you will be moving as you're doing the rotation. Okay, third exercise coming up. Next up, we'll be working on articulating the spine. So getting more flexion and extension in the spine. So from the neck going down to the hips. And we will also be involving other joints in the movement. So it really is a full body mobility exercise. Squeeze the butt and allow yourself to lean back, tilting the head back as well. And this will get you into spine extension. Going forward, you now attempt to round the spine, caving the chest in and dropping down into a squat. And this is going to get your spine into flexion. We're mobilizing the spine, and at the same time, we are also getting rotation in the shoulders. And as you drop down and up from a squat, you are also now involving your hips, knees, and ankles. Use the range of motion you have as you lean back. Lean back as much as you are comfortable in the position. And when you drop down to a squat, drop down to the level that you are comfortable with. There you have it, guys. A quick 4 minutes calisthenics home mobility routine. When it comes to mobility, you literally just want to move the joints. If you move the joints frequently throughout the day, throughout the week, then they become a whole lot healthier to support you in your life and then also in your training. Hope you got something useful out of the video, and I will see you on the next one.